All right, we have a Grundig Majestic with a big hole in the speaker here. Well, the cloth anyway. This is a model 3165. I was told it works. I don't know why I bought this. I really don't need any big German table radios that are complicated. So, paid almost nothing for it. I mean, it was basically, I might as well have gotten it for nothing. So, what we're going to do, I checked the fuse. The fuse is good. I don't see anything crazy inside. There's a little bottom piece that's broken that covers the bottom. I can make something for that, I guess. The biggest challenge is this speaker cloth. So what I'm going to do here is just bring it up on the Variac, see if it does anything. I mean, it may work, it may not. Okay, so I don't have any meter on anything. Like I said, I don't care that much. Turn this on. Give it 10 volts, see if it does anything. I don't see any dial light. It do anything? Oh no, I see something. All right, we're at 30 volts. We'll just wait. 40 volts. I've got some dial light lighting. 50 volts. Nothing yet. Oh, wait, I hear something. Nope, it's working. Here we go.
For more details, please join your chief branding information per review, but visit kbb.com for more information.
Sounds terrible. Yep. Okay, well, that's something anyway. I was not able to get anything on broadcast or long wave, short wave. So, is that an issue? Yeah, maybe. But kind of cool that we got something on it anyway. So that's a start. There's a volume control here. There's also on-off ferrite antenna. So I guess you have I don't know how that works. Two different controls there. Needs cleaning. All right, fine. Then you've got your bass control. You can see the bass clef there. Tone between, I don't know what that is, bass and treble. Okay. Power off. PU is pickup. Long wave, which doesn't work in the US really. I mean, this is still something that you get on in Europe. I don't know if this is the right band. 150 broadcast AM, shortwave. And then you've got FM here. Now FM, push down, and what it does is it then engages the FM tuning. See it move there. Whereas if I go to broadcast, it then lets me tune, hello, are we here? Can't even see the pointer turning. Well, it is in there. Anyway, I got another tone, orchestra and something jazz, and then treble control. You can see the treble that's there. It's showing me that it has an internal ground, I guess. The problem with these is that you have all the speaker connections that are made right here. You got the inductors there that go right up to the speaker. I can probably just put a clip lead on those. These electrostatic speakers here on the side, they're usually bad. They are not available anymore by any manufacturer. They use high voltage, so you can see what it's doing as it's taking. Can you see? Maybe not, it's pretty dark. It's taking the voltage off of this output transformer here. You can see the resistor. So these caps of high voltages need to go right now. Yesterday, that one there has high voltage on it. Is taking those, and it is then sending that through a couple inductors to these speakers. Now, what a lot of people like to do is they'll use the connector here, put a crossover cap, and then basically just install regular tweeters, which I might do. I don't know. I mean, this will play just fine from this large, 6x9 speaker. Well, the chassis didn't take much to take it out. Looks pretty decent. Let's just take a look. Oh, yes. So this is kind of interesting. You have your selenium rectifier, which is this guy here. That will eventually need to be replaced. And you've got your filter cap right here. It's so safe. And then look at this. High voltage there. Well, I mean, this chassis is a way to get shocked. This is really not safe at all, but that's what they did. And then you've got high voltage up here, of course, right there. Okay, so I mean, this is, the big thing here is, thank goodness the dial string is not broken, because that would be a pain. I'm going to clean this control. I bet it's going to need a bunch of new caps underneath. So let's take a look. Let's do some cleaning first. Well, look at what we have here. Lots of capacitors. These, use this guy to point to. These are paper, garbage, absolute garbage. A couple electrolytic. So there's another, no, it's not, that's a film cap. Oh, yeah, these right here, shorted, guaranteed shorted. They're just trash. There's another one, trash. Electrolytic 50, 50, and 4. I have those. Nothing in here. That's good. There's one right there, 0.022. But in general, it's in pretty decent shape. I just sprayed off the controls and stuff, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, so we're not doing too bad. It's just, it's a pain to get to some of these, you see they're buried. Okay, it doesn't look beautiful, but it's there. This is to get the 1000-volt rating that they want. So that's in place. These are important because they do have high voltage on them, and they're in the audio circuit, so you don't want to mess that up. The other thing we have to do here is change the coupling capacitor that's down there somewhere, and these electrolytics, which I'm not looking forward to. I think the selenium rectifier is going to be last, because I have to figure out what the right voltage is for V+, and if the filter capacitors are dried out, the voltage will be too low, and I'll be inaccurate with my measurement. And I do have a schematic. It does tell me what it is, but, it's also on probably 110 volts. It's not quite exact, so I want to figure out what my actual real-world voltage is. If you ever see these capacitors in any piece of equipment, these are 500-volt WEMA. These are paper caps. These are probably the worst paper caps ever made, maybe with the exception of the Japanese gray paper and oil. You find a radio from the 30s made in the US with paper caps. Those are better than these. These are really bad. Usually they're shorted. Sometimes they're just really leaky. So we're removing that, and we're replacing it, which is kind of ironic because WEMA, this is a company, right? They make very expensive capacitors. Now they're actually they're some of the best, but these particular ones, some of the worst. Okay, we're getting somewhere to replace these these little brown. It's a 6800, which I think is 0.0068. You've got that one there. I replaced one down here. One there, one there, one there. This one is supposed to be 1,000-volt rated, and I honestly didn't have anything that would work. So I just put the 630-volt. I mean, those are like transient voltage spikes. I don't think it's going to be enough to matter. I'm hoping. We'll see. I've done that before. I've put the 600-volt rated caps. I think it was also, I believe they used to use the higher voltage ratings for reliability. They were a little more reliable than the lower ones, which I don't know. But anyway, these should be fine. Okay, all of the paper capacitors have been replaced. And these two electrolytics down here. So we're somewhere. I noticed someone put in this plug. That's a ground. And then a plug for a standard American record player. So that's kind of nice to have. Instead of this DIN connector. I don't know. I've never seen these capacitors before. I should probably look them up to see if they are paper or if they are Mylar. They're definitely old, well, obviously. So I was able to move the old filter capacitor, and that leaves us with 2 spare items on this terminal strip where I can mount some capacitors. I can also install, well, I can do something here with this rectifier. This may actually, I think that'll go in. So I think we're not going to have to extend any wires there. This one will probably have to extend, but that's not a big deal. So that's nice. And then this is ground. That'll connect right to ground over here. Ultimately, we'll replace this selenium, but for now, I want to leave it. I want to, put new good filters, bring it up slowly, see what happens. Okay, all the capacitors are changed. I was able to fit these 2 under here. I used the spare terminal strip over here to put these in. So these are nice and solid. They're not going anywhere. What I'm going to do when I change this over to a selenium rectifier is I'm going to mount a dropping resistor over here on the side somewhere. So that'll help with the B+ voltage. So I think we're coming up to a time where we can test this out and see if it works. Okay, I have a speaker connected to it. And I have my meter on there. Move that over a little, just so we can see it. Go ahead and power on the dim bulb tester. And we'll go ahead and power on the Variac. 10 volts. Okay, I'm getting some output from the selenium. That's good. I'm seeing very healthy voltage, actually, which is pretty good. It's very good. Only at 30 volts, and I've got 70 so far. I believe the B+ is something like 270. Okay. I don't see any filaments, but the voltage is going down as the tubes warm up, so that's good news. We're at 50 volts. This is good. 55 volts. I should hear something around 70, I think.
50. Tomorrow, cooler with a chance of showers, the high of just 59. 4:03 WCBS. Federal prosecutors are going after what they say was a secret police station in Chinatown. Part of China's efforts
secret police station
in the U.S.
China is watching us with all of the components that we're installing in vintage electronics. That's
2 men are under arrest. Lu Wang and Chen Jinping, accused of operating this outpost in a nondescript Chinatown office building. Prosecutors say they tracked a Chinese dissident in the U.S. under the direction of...
Oh, yes. Yes, let's be happy. Let's be happy that this radio's working. I hate the song. Well, we have life, and I dare say it's working pretty well. So just to let you know, these terrible capacitors, just garbage. I mean, these things, look at this. This is what you need to get out of your radio. Get those out. All I did, I didn't even change the rectifier. All I did was change the capacitors. And this thing went from not working, as we saw, to working pretty well. Ultimately, I want to change this bridge rectifier. You know, it obviously it works. How much longer is it going to work for? I don't know. You know, it might be a year or two. It might be a few months. I might have it sitting there playing for 5 hours and then it decides to destroy itself. So I think that bridge rectifier needs to go. I have a replacement for that. The other thing I want to do is clean this dial. This is extremely dirty and it's all behind this nice glass piece, which, you know, the knobs have to come off. This unbolts with the 2 bolts there, and then this piece will come off and I can clean behind it, clean this up. That'll look a lot better. The chassis is pretty clean. The I-tube I noticed was not doing anything. I have a replacement I-tube. I don't know if it's the right one for this, but if it is, I will definitely be putting that in. Oh, this speaker is not happy.
The ERC. Omega's experts are fully trained to understand ERC qualifications and simplify the application process. Learn in less than 10 minutes if you are a good candidate. Call
We
Omega,
have
even if you've applied
full
for other pandemic assistance in the
120
past.
volts.
If your company employed 5 to 500
I've got
employees during the COVID
274.
crisis and continue to pay payroll taxes, you may be eligible to receive funds up to $26,000.
Let's try FM. I don't know if that changes it. 264.
What are the trade-offs? The biggest trade-off is the part that many use EVs. EVs are only about a little more than 5% of the new car market now, and they were way less than that last year and the year before.
Let's see.
The good news is that
Okay, can't play that too long. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and change this rectifier. I have this replacement right here. This is a silicon bridge rectifier. And what's nice about these is I can put one screw right through it and just have it come right through here. And it'll hook up just like the old one did pretty much. And we should be good to go. The one difference here, see this orange wire right here? That's the positive, right? So that would be this corner on this right here. Come on. This corner right here, that's positive. And so the way that these work is a bridge rectifier, and it's basically a set of 4 diodes in this little thing, and it's like potted in some kind of epoxy or something. And the AC comes in. I mean, I never used to understand these at all. I kind of understand them now, but when I was starting out in this, it's like, why isn't it just a diode? Well, it's a bridge rectifier. It's a full wave rectifier, so it rectifies both sides of AC. So you have one side of the AC line coming in, and then you have the other side of the AC line coming in over here. And, you know, it's literally, this is what it looks like. You've got, you know, 2 diodes facing this way, 2 diodes facing this way, and this is your negative right here. So that goes to ground. And then this is your rectified voltage coming out. So 2 sides of AC, rectified voltage coming out negative. Works pretty well. These are really efficient. So much so that the problem that ends up resulting is you end up getting a higher B+, because these are not very efficient. This is selenium. So in order to fix that, you can do one of 2 things. You can either leave it and just have the radio run at 350 volts, which will probably eventually kill the tubes. Because don't forget, you know, these tubes are not rated to have, you know, probably 300 plus volts on the plate. The way that I like to do it is I just put a dropping resistor in between the positive here and the wire that goes into the set. So what I'll probably do is just do some clip leads and bring it up on the Variac and figure out the voltages. Okay, I've mounted the new rectifier. I know it doesn't look beautiful, but it's electrically correct. Anyway, the high voltage is coming out of here. Okay, let's see what happens here. It's on. This is with a 100 ohm resistor, so we want, like I said, we want about 270. 270. Oh, actually, this is broadcast, so 260. Got my tuning eye coming on.
And convincingly superimposing their faces onto separate images of other
Too
women
high.
engaging in sexual conduct. Outside court, the victim said the 6-month sentence wasn't nearly long enough.
It's a horrible thing that he did. It's a horrible thing.
In Mineola, Marla Diamond, WCBS 880 News.
The NYPD is the suspect in the...
Okay. Unplug it. And what we'll do, and then this is a 390. This might be all right. So that's in, voltage in. And this is going to be voltage out. Okay.
Businesses claim over $5 billion in cash incentives. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. Every client is assigned a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your
about
company
right.
at my expense.
250. It's a little weak. Oh, I was hoping for a little higher voltage. I really want about 275. So that's a 390. Do I have a 300 ohm? I probably don't, because why would I? Okay, I stuck a 200 ohm resistor. I'm at 120 volts exactly. I'm at 273. It's almost exactly what I want. Let's go to AN.
The concrete slab floors.
We got 283.
Some of the cars that are inside, and this will be a prolonged operation. I'm going to pass it on to the police commission.
It's a little high, but
Although at this time we have no reason to believe that this is anything.
I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, 271. This is good. This is really good. All right. I think our answer is 200 ohms. Tuning eye is working. It's a little slow to respond.
Spring break travel. Busy summer.
The same versus the first quarter last. But pretty good too. Trading in
First experience is the Rangers kind of shrugged their down.
We got hockey.
You can't say now, on batters,
This is,
they're a little more
I
experienced.
believe it was today in 1999 that Wayne Gretzky played his last game.
It's where rich people are and helps them settle in their new hometowns. Says New York had 340,000 millionaires living in the city last year. That tops Tokyo.
This is a really nice radio, actually. Gotta say.
Singapore. The Bay Area
I don't normally go for these German sets, but I gotta have our Taylor Swift, so it's not fixed until we have Taylor Swift.
Judge 16 for 58.
Cleaned out the dial here. Shows much better.
And the 01, there's the strike.
Serves on the Fire Code Advisory Council for New Jersey. He provided some perspective to CBS 2 this evening.
Okay, it's working, but oh, it's got my phone.
So take my hand, let me make you mine. I'm through waiting, taking my time.
So here's the speaker. We're either going to fix it or destroy it. We'll figure this out in a minute. What happens is this foam just disintegrates, and there's foam in the middle here too, and it gets inside here, and I'm going to try and clean it out. I don't know. And I wanted to show you what I'm doing here. I cut off a piece of this static pack, right? This came with a part or whatever. And you insert it around the gap between the cone and the voice coil and the magnet. You got to be super careful. I've destroyed a speaker this way, by the way. I want to get it to work right and sound good, because right now I can't listen to it. It sounds like, distortion and disaster. So, I want to be able to you know, my goal here is to actually use this thing, because it just, when it does work, it works really well. So anyway, I'm going to put this on the little thing and just, you know, kind of very gently move it around just to loosen up any dirt. And then what you do is you work the speaker, what you pull this out, work the speaker back and forth and kind of blow on it, and the dust will hopefully come out and you're left with a speaker that works. We'll find out. So let's see if this fixed the speaker. The way you tell is you tap on it. Sounds pretty good to me. Wow. Now, unfortunately, this little foam gasket here is gone. There's a reason it's there. It's there to seal the cabinet so that the sound gets projected forward. I think I'm going to leave it as is right now, because if you look through here, it needs speaker cloth, and I don't have any for this at the moment. So at some point in the future, I'll be opening this up and replacing the speaker cloth. But right now, I think we can get along with this. Well, we've got our Taylor Swift, so it's done. Working pretty well. We'll just flip through the... Turn it up a little. Microwave is on.
And at a great price by downloading the Roto. So, to try for free. That's BABBEL.com, Babbel.com. This report is sponsored by Insperity. On the westbound side of the Belt Parkway out through Ocean Parkway, we have a crash here. One lane's blocked. Delays go back to the Mill Basin Bridge at this time. Also, anticipate some delays in Edison, 287 south out through 440. That's a crash. At least one lane is taken out by that technology of a net.
To get your kitchen. Definitely just shared. She goes, God found me.
The whistling is from the microwave.
And grows and threatens everyone living downstream. After I caught my breath,
you know, I would actually like to make it a true daily double.
This is HVAC. The years he Escape today. Get caught up to date on what the Braves are doing. To come tumbling down.
Oh, you get the idea. The microwave is
his own eyes. In the 1950s, when he
tumbled down yesterday, killing one person.
Glacial lakes are a growing threat.
Sounds like NPR.
We can say that, yes, climate change.
Climate change radio.
Glacier as well as glacier.
So at least we can put that on without.
Is causing mountain glaciers to melt extremely quickly.
Climate change 24/7. So we've got. I don't know if I can get anything else on here. Oh, there are a couple stations there, but this is blocking it. There's one there. Music.
A glacial lake outside Alaska's capital, Juneau, has caused flash flooding every year since 2011.
But
Juneau is one
it
of
is
the
working.
few places
The
in
speaker
world
cloth,
where
I don't have
residents
anything like
downstream
this.
get a warning
Eventually, I'll probably
before such a
replace
flood
it, but
happens. There's no
yeah, the rest of it looks pretty good and it's working.